Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Well, we were a couple minutes late starting because we have a really special guest with us who is making a cameo appearance at the beginning of the session. We were just planning his visit here. I asked him to bring over an item which has a great name, and as you guys know, the theme of the session today is favorite words. So he agreed to not only come over and show the item and tell the word, but he actually is going to read a poem about this item in just a second. Now, this is my dad. You can't really tell because he's wearing a very serious mask, which is good, and we're all wearing masks so that we can be very safe. Let me just, before he starts reading the poem, do my normal start to the session, because I know some people are getting their seats, getting their drinks, all that sort of stuff, and you don't want to miss this poem. I've heard it many times in my life, and it's a good poem. So this is the 38th Mary O's virtual session. We are going up to 40 before we take a little bit of a hiatus from the session. These last few sessions are in Fairbanks, Alaska, which is where we are now. We are in my sister Kylie's house in her basement, actually, and my dad lives just down the road, on the next road up. Mm-hmm. So he was so kind to come over. If you want extra information about the session, as usual, go down in the description of the video, find all sorts of links. It's important to sign up for the mailing list so that we can keep you updated on the stuff that's happening this next month, because there's lots of changes going on and special events that we are trying to make happen. We can't let you know unless you're on the mailing list, so be sure to do that. And lastly, as you know, this is all community supported. If you can throw a few bucks into our contribution box, which I think is on Chris's head right here. You can see it, right, Dad?
Yeah, I can see it.
That'll keep us going strong through session number 40, which is 1 week from today. There's 2 weeks, two more after this. Okay, so I think we are ready for the poem. Now, you'll have to listen carefully because my dad has this mask on that kind of looks like, what's that movie character that has a mask like this?
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader is one. There's another one I was thinking of, like from Batman or a superhero movie or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember.
Anyways, I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name.
He's going to enunciate carefully, and I have faith that he can do this because he is the one who taught me to speak in public. And I did win the district speech competition in 6th grade.
All right.
So that's where I got my immense speaking skills from. So I trust that he will be good at this. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right,
you're not ready for this, but it's going to happen.
The
Okay, here we
pressure is
go.
on. I want you to know I'm smiling underneath here, and I hope we're all setting a good example since Alaska has one of the highest infection rates in the state. And you know, I'd actually volunteered to sing a song and play my guitar, but Kate said and Chris said that the schedule was full. So instead I thought I'd play the drums, so I brought my drumstick down, and I was gonna, what is that thing you guys?
Bowron?
Yeah, well, but they don't seem to have one for me, so I'm not gonna be able to play for you. But anyway, this is my drumstick, as you can see, and I'll read a little poem about it. It says, Ode to an Usik. Strange things have been done in the midnight sun, and the storybooks are full, but the strangest tale concerns the male, magnificent walrus bull. I know it's rude, quite common and crude, perhaps it's grossly unkind, but with first glance at least, this bewhiskered beast is as ugly in front as behind. Look once again, take a second look, then you'll see he's not ugly or vile. There's a hint of a grin in that blubbery chin, and the eyes have a sly secret smile. How can this be, this clandestine glee that exudes from the walrus like music? Gotta get you back here. He knows there inside, beneath blubber and hide, lies a splendid contrivance, the Usik. Usik, you say, and quite well you may. I'll explain if you keep it between us. In the simplest truth, though rather uncouth, Usik is in fact his penis. Now the size alone of this walrus bone would indeed arouse envious thinking, It's also a fact, documented and backed. There is never a softening or shrinking. This then is why the smile is so sly, the walrus is rightfully proud. Though the climate is frigid, the walrus is rigid. Pray, why is man not so endowed? Added to this is a smile you might miss. Although the bull is entitled to bow, the one to outsmile our bull by a mile is the satisfied walrus cow. Okay, so since I can't play it, I'll leave it with Kate.
Okay, I'll sanitize it for numerous reasons before I give it back to you.
Yeah,
So-
you have no idea where that's been.
I can guess. I can guess. So thank you to my dad for reading a raunchy poem at the start of the Mary O's session. It does deal with biology, which is a big thing that we talk about on the session. So I think it's all totally good. Anatomy.
It's science.
It's science.
Yep, and we
animals.
love science here at the Mary O's virtual session.
Absolutely. So thank
Okay.
you, Dad, for stopping by.
I'll do the singing and the guitar next time.
Okay, sounds
Excellent.
good. And
Okay.
can we keep this for the session today?
Yes, you
Okay,
can.
great.
Play the drum with it.
Okay.
Okay. Talk to y'all later.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Oh. Okay. Whew. So that was an exciting start to the session. Bye, Dad. So hopefully you could hear what he was saying there. This, of course, is the walrus's male member, and this is real. This is like a real
Yeah,
thing.
it's a real thing.
And he has two of them. This is the bigger one. Of course, he brought the bigger one. And it's a fascinating subject among Alaskans. In fact, I was asking my friends on Facebook to tell what words they thought that we should talk about, Alaska words. And the first word that was said was usik.
Yep.
Okay, great. So we'll put this aside for now. Now that everybody's tuned out, all the children have been sent
Everyone
away.
is left. Yep.
Yep. And we'll continue on.
Darin says we're supposed to follow that. Sorry. We'll introduce you guys.
Yes. Okay. So
Well,
now
we'll
we're
open for you.
now
rather.
we're starting for real. Okay, that all just happened. Like my dad just came to the door like 3
Yeah.
minutes before the session, and so we put him on. Why not?
Right.
We're rolling with the punches here. Okay, so we're gonna play a set to get started here. It is a couple of jigs. The first one is Sean Ryan's The Jig, Not the Polka, so A minor, and then Alabama Ricks, which I just taught to. Is this the right set?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, you were looking at me like I was saying the wrong set.
No.
Oh, great.
This is
Okay.
the right set.
It scared me. Alabama Ricks, which I just taught to my Irish Arts Center students on Tuesday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday or Wednesday, can't remember. And then we'll do Out on the Ocean. And the last time I played Out on the Ocean on session, I chose to play it in A, which I know some people don't like. It's a little harder, it's a little rarer. So we're going back to the original key of G for Out on the Ocean.
Great.
Okay, so I hope you're recovered from the poem about the Usik. Now we can continue on with some tunes.
I'm going to move this
Oh,
back.
great. Do you need help?
No, I'm good. Perfect. All right.
All right. Let's play these slow to get warmed up, and we'll do 2 times each.
Great.
Okay, 3, 4. Oh, that calmed me down after the excitement of the beginning of the session. I just realized I can't see anything because I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, no.
Maybe I should put them on.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was the point in the session when I was going to say what the theme was. But if you're joining late, I'm going to say what the theme is again. The theme is favorite word or words. And we do have a bunch of submissions from the community, which is great. I was interested to see how people would interpret the theme when it's not necessarily a picture theme, although we do have pictures. If you want to contribute any words in the comments, that would be great. They can be like unusual words or
4-letter words.
I'm not sure we should say those. I think there are some children watching.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, you can put them in the comments if you have any favorite words, and if there's any really good ones, we'll pull them on screen here.
Actually, I think if you try to put 4-letter words in the comments, they get blocked.
Oh.
Certain 4-letter words.
Well, that's probably good.
So, yeah.
Yeah. They don't know the word usik, though, so
Yeah,
they probably
that's
don't
true.
even know what that refers to. Okay, and I wanted to, before we introduce our guests, who are patiently waiting in the comments, I know, I want to start introducing a few Alaska words. Now, right before the session, I posted on Facebook, any Alaskans want to contribute any favorite words to this theme. And, of course, there were many, many words that's still going on my Facebook. If you're friends with me, just go over there, and there's 70 comments or something.
Oh, wow.
But I'm going to pull a few out and show and tell you about these quickly in case you are interested in Alaska, which I hope you are. I also know that a lot of people wanted to travel to Alaska this summer, and now travel is basically not happening, so hopefully this will help a little bit. And just so you stick around, we have very special guests later in the show.
Yep.
A herd of reindeer.
Yep.
For
It's
real.
true.
So stick around for that. Okay, so my first Alaska words for today. First one is snowbird. Okay, do you know what this is?
I think so, but maybe you should explain it.
Okay. It is somebody who comes up to Alaska for the beautiful summers and then leaves for the terrible winters and goes to Florida or Hawaii or wherever.
Ah, yes.
Somewhere warmer.
Right.
Those people are called snowbirds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the next one is the bush. Do you know what the bush is?
Yeah.
Okay, the bush is, it's not the bush that Chris is thinking of.
No, what
It's,
are you talking about?
the bush is all of Alaska where you can't get to via the road system. That's how I would describe it. Now, I did say if Alaskans are watching and you disagree with my definitions, I welcome disagreement. Put it in the comments there. But most of Alaska cannot be reached via roads. It's really just a couple of towns that are on the roads, and out in the bush, you would get to those places by airplane or snow machine or dog sled or four-wheeler, etc. Okay, so that's the bush. A really great term that somebody said on Facebook is you could say, I live in the bush.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yes.
Now I'm just thinking of like a little human like in a raspberry
rose
bush or
yeah.
something. Okay, third one. I'm doing 4 right now. Third one is ice fog.
I don't actually know what this is.
This is something that a lot of Fairbanks children learn about real early because ice fog happens when it's about 40 below. The water vapor in the air actually freezes into little ice crystals that you can see.
Yeah.
Now, the reason that kids know about this, actually, I don't know if this still happens because the climate has changed, but when I was little, the only reason that school would be canceled is if the ice fog was too thick for the buses to run. And this happened once.
Yep.
In first grade. I remember it distinctly because we got to stay home because it was too cold. It was 65 below.
Yep. And the diesel probably seized up or solidified or whatever.
I don't know
gelled
what that,
up,
but
yeah.
it's probably that too. But the buses literally can't see the road. It's so thick.
Yeah.
So that's ice fog. It happens around 40 below, which is not so common these days, but still happens. And lastly, dry cabin. You know what this one is.
Yes.
Do you want to explain?
Maybe you should. I think. Well, okay. I think I'm not sure what the technical definition is, but I think of it as a cabin that does not have access to city water or municipal water.
Yeah.
So you have to haul your own water to the cabin.
Yes, it means that there's no running water.
Right.
And a lot of houses here do have wells, so that would still be a regular. That wouldn't be a dry
Okay, that
cabin.
doesn't count. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
So if you have a well or city water, then you have a regular house or cabin. Otherwise, if you don't have running water, you have a dry cabin. This is very common here to have a dry cabin. And in this case, you haul your water, which confuses tourists like crazy
Yes.
because there you see trucks with big water things driving around Fairbanks, just regular pickup trucks, and they go to these water filling stations, fill themselves up, take the water back to the house.
Yeah.
My sister had a actual house, a nice house that was filled by water tank.
Yeah, this is
before
like
she had
a
this.
common thing, right?
It's very common.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we have plumbing in the house that we're in right now, but that
Yes.
feels like a luxury.
You're not in a dry cabin.
Okay.
How do you wash yourself in a dry cabin?
Well, if you have like somebody who hauls a lot of water for you, or if you want to haul a lot of water, then you
Then
take a
normal,
shower.
yeah.
But then you have to fill your water more.
Right.
Or you go to the university and take a shower at the pool there.
Yeah.
Or you don't shower is another
Great.
possibility.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds
things
very
like that.
Alaskan.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so we have done quite a lot of intro here, and I know
Yeah.
you're ready for the guests. So let's go to them. Our guests tonight are Alasdair White on fiddle and Darin Kelly on guitar. And man, they have prepared a show for you tonight on the topic of favorite words. I'm really excited about all of their sets. They're doing 5 sets tonight, so make sure you stick around. Here we go.
All right.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Favourite Words edition of Mario's session. I'm Alasdair White. I'm joined by the illustrious Darin Kelly.
Hi everybody, great to be with you.
And tonight we're going to be giving you a few of our favourite words. I'd like to start with Mount Weasel. This is the Mount Weasel set. Now, Mount Weasel was originally coined in 1975 for the New Columbia Encyclopedia. It was intended as a copyright trap or to catch out would-be plagiarists. The fictitious entry of fountain designer turned photographer Lillian Virginia Mountweasel, who died in an explosion while on assignment for Combustibles magazine, was designed as such a red flag as to be an undeniable case of direct plagiarism. Honourable mentions in this category include Dord, which appeared as originally intended as an abbreviation for density in chemistry. The proofreaders and the typesetters misread it as Dord instead of D or D. Also, the word Monaghan is a good one. Monaghan is a misheard lyric, and that comes from the mishearing of the ballad of the Earl of Murray, the bonny Earl of Murray. Ye Highlands and ye Lowlands, oh where hae ye been? They hae slain the Earl of Murray and laid him on the green. And it was misheard as Lady Monaghan and Lady Monaghan. So that's Monaghan. Without further ado, let's get cracking with the first set, the Mountweasel set, which is Maude, Millar, Lafferty's and Miss Monaghan's. 3, 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
Woohoo! Excellent.
There's props and everything.
It's great.
Yeah.
And it only gets better from here.
Well done.
I've seen it. It's going to
Yeah,
be good.
it's
So
good.
yeah. Okay. Some words are being said in the comments. As you all know, if you've been watching this session, I was about to say show, but this is a session.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bad at pronouncing things and speaking generally. So
Yeah, me too.
I'm not going to say all of the words, but I just saw one from Bob Beamer's peregrination, which I think means when a lot of peregrine falcons come to your area. Right?
Hopefully.
Pretty
that
sure.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So maybe what I'll do is just make up definitions for all the words that get put in the comments.
Isn't that a board game or a card game?
Yes. I don't know.
Balderdash, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a fun game.
Yeah.
We do that a lot already.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so food and drink. Last time we had a lot of Alaskan food and drink, which I spent way too much time talking about. Today we just have a few things. You're drinking another fairly
Let's
local
see.
beer.
See if you can see it. Chuli Stout. It's hard to see. Oh, there we go. Denali Brewing Chuli Stout. Delicious.
Chuli Stout is like a cult beer
Yeah.
in Alaska. And just so the Fairbanksons aren't angry about us showing beers from other places, we did have some hoodoo beer, but it got drank
It went away.
within a day or two. So
What?
so we're on to drinking my sister's beers,
Yeah.
actually. So we're definitely going to have to get her some more before she gets back. And for food, I didn't really have any great food because today was not the farmer's market and we already ate all our farmer's market food. But I harvested 4 tomatoes from right there on the deck, and I was going to have one of those. Do you want one?
I'm okay, thanks.
What? You're turning down an
Okay,
Alaskan
fine.
tomato? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we don't... okay. They're awkward to eat because you have to make sure your mouth stays closed so the tomato parts don't come out. This reminds me of a time, actually, I'm going to introduce an Alaska word early because there's a story about an Alaska word that kind of relates to this. So my grandma, my dad's mom, was a pioneer, serious Alaska woman, incredible human being. She, I hope I get the story right. She told the story of going out to one of the Eskimo villages and being offered muktuk, which is a word that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. It is the skin and fat from a whale, and it's usually quite thick because the whales are large and they run around in the Arctic Ocean, so they got to stay fat and warm. And I think I hope I get this right. My dad knows this right. My dad was with her, and they were both offered the muktuk, and it's bad if you turn down a gift, right? So, so she said, "Oh yeah, I'll eat it, but you should give some to Art too." And my dad was like, "Oh, I don't want any of that." But since his mom was going to eat it, he was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to eat the muktuk too because otherwise it's going to look really bad."
Yeah.
So they both received their muktuk, and my grandma was like, "Well, why don't you go ahead and try it out?" So my dad ate the muktuk and just about threw up because it's a seriously acquired taste.
Yeah.
And then grandma said, "You know what? I don't want any." She didn't eat any. So that's what I'm going to do with the tomato until we go to the break, just in case
Great.
it squirts out of my mouth. Okay, so we have a report from the field today that is from right here. It happened right
field.
before we went to air last session, and let's just see what it is.
So the cat had actually climbed up on the keyboard and changed the sound on the keyboard
Yes.
to that bass with cymbal, and then wouldn't leave.
Yeah,
So-
they wanted a concert.
Yeah.
Yes, and Baby Cat's sleeping right now. Maybe he'll make an appearance
Yeah.
later. Okay, couple more Alaska words before we go to the next set. First one, breakup. This is not when you break up with your significant other. I guess it is also
It
that.
also is that.
But a breakup is the time in the spring, which in Alaska comes quite late, when all the ice breaks up on the rivers and starts going down the river. And sometimes there's flooding and other exciting things happening. And it's like a season here. It gets really muddy.
Yep.
It's the only time of the year it gets muddy in Alaska. Chris thinks it's muddy in Alaska all the year.
It is.
All the year round. Okay, so that's a breakup that usually happens like in April approximately. Next word is snow machine. Okay, if you come to Alaska, make sure that you refer to the vehicle that you drive around in the snow, like the recreation vehicle, as a snow machine, not a snowmobile or a snow-go. It's very important.
What do they call it, a snow-go?
I don't know. Well, sometimes here a little bit.
Oh.
Have you ever heard that word?
Only here, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the secondary word.
Yeah.
Yeah, snow machine. It's very important to know that. Next one, bunny boots and extra tufts. This is some Alaskan footwear. I looked around for bunny boots and extra tufts in my sister's house, and strangely there are none here, which makes me a little worried for her.
Well, they probably took them with them on vacation.
Yeah, they're
just
on
in case.
vacation.
Yeah.
Maybe they took them. So bunny boots are these huge white boots that will keep your feet warm down to 70 below.
I think they're usually like military surplus goods,
Yeah,
right?
they're kind of military
Yeah.
looking. Yep. And extra tufts are a serious kind of rain boot that most Alaskans have. In the interior, you don't necessarily need them, but if you live down in southeast, you have to have extra tufts. And now there's like fashion extra tufts.
Yeah.
And they're great. Okay, and the last one is, you guys probably know this one, Lower 48, also known as the outside.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Do you know?
The rest of the U.S.
The rest of the U.S.
Except
yes.
Hawaii.
Right. So lower 48 and outside, like Alaskans will say, "Oh, I'm going outside." That means I'm leaving the state.
Yeah.
And then Chichako is somebody who is new to Alaska, and it's sometimes used not in the most positive sense. It might be like if somebody comes and doesn't really know how to do Alaska right.
Right.
Chichako. And the opposite of Chichako is a sourdough. If you've been here a long time and you know how to operate here, you're a sourdough.
Right.
Okay. That's enough Alaska words. Let's have some more tunes
All
from
right.
Alasdair.
Back to Alasdair and Darin.
Bloviate. I was introduced to this excellent word by Mimi, actually. Hooray, Mimi! Last summer at Swannanoa, the Swannanoa music camp, and she was in my class. Completely unrelated word. It means to talk at length, especially in an inflated or empty way. I wonder what that's like. An extended form of glibness, if you will. Now, in direct contrast to my bloviating, I shall now give Darin exactly 10 seconds to give us one of his favourite words.
Defenestrate. I love the fact there's a word that describes throwing someone or something through a window.
Smashing stuff. Darin. Now, some jigs, I think. 3, 3 and 3. The Rose and the Heather, Boys of the Town, and I ne'er shall wean her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Okay, Darin was just saying in the comments that Alasdair is really good at words.
Yes.
And this is not just a trait that Alasdair is showing for the session. Alasdair is good at words all the time.
Yep.
I can't really think of anybody better to lead a word session than Alasdair. So this is amazing. Bloviate is an excellent word that may sometimes apply to me. It's possible.
It is possible.
Yeah, it's happened. It has happened. And on that note, I think we should move quickly to the next thing that's going to happen, which is the community contributions for the theme of favorite word or words. Okay, we have 2 that did not come with a visual, which is totally fine. We're just going to put the words up on the screen. Okay, Angela Botzer always goes first because her name starts with A. We need somebody whose name starts with something before A-N. Because that would go before Angela Botzer.
Yeah.
Anyways, she said her favorite word is breathe. And I agree. It's very important to breathe in this crazy time that we are in. And she included the punctuation, which I agree with. Okay. Then the next one is from Don McIntyre, I think. And his word is blatherskite. Okay, this one also applies to me. And it is, the definition is person who blathers a lot.
Similar to one who bloviates.
Yeah, actually, a blatherskite would bloviate.
Yeah.
Wow, that's hard to say.
Interesting.
And he says that blatherskite was first used around 1850, and it's of Scots origin. Okay, so those are our 2 words, and then we're going to go on to the ones that came with pictures. Okay, this is from Alicia Thulaga, and I love this word actually too. Petrichor, the scent that rain creates when it first hits dry ground.
Yes, I love this word.
Oh.
And I love that scent as well.
Yes, it's great. It's really great. Okay. And then Laura Johnson sent in 2. Okay, and I wrote notes carefully this time so I get the words right. Okay, so Sonder is the first one that she sent in here, and this is the picture that went with Sonder. Sonder is the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. And it's a recently created word, actually. John Koenig created it in the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, and Laura said that the Irish Mental Health Charity just put out a little video about Sonder, and I'm going to put that in the comments afterwards so you can watch it.
Okay.
And then she said this one's kind of the opposite, and I hope I say this right because I'm not actually familiar with this word. Solipsism. Do you know that word?
I don't.
Okay, it's a theory holding that the self can know nothing but its own modifications and that the self is the only existent thing. In other words, extreme egocentrism. So that's the opposite of Sonder.
Okay.
I love me, myself, and I.
Great.
That's her picture there. Okay. Then we have, Oh, this is great. This is from Richard and Melinda Halford.
Scones.
Obviously, these are scones, which is a good word that we
Yeah.
all should know. These are from Mary O's. And the word that goes along with this picture is scrumptious.
Good.
And then they have another picture, and they said the word that goes along with this is verdant.
Ah.
And that is what describes the setting where the scones were eaten.
Ah.
And those are Richard and Melinda's beautiful dogs there. And this is on their 360 acres of conservation land at the headwaters of the Catawba River in North Carolina.
Lovely.
Okay, and I think we just have one or two more. This is from TJ Keevins, of course, and I believe he's flying this airplane. And his word is, of course, aeronautics, the science or art involved with the study, design, and manufacturing of air flight-capable machines.
Good.
I like that it says the science or art, because it is an art.
It is. It could be an art. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and is there one
One
more?
more, yeah.
Oh, yes, this is from Tim Satry. He sent in an Alaska word, termination dust, which is a great name for like a band, a tune,
Yeah.
a movie, and you can read what it means there. It's the snowfall that starts at the end of summer, and to Alaskans, this is a scary thing because it means the winter is
Right.
coming and the sun is going away. But I love the word, termination dust. Cool. Okay, so those are the words that
Great words.
you guys sent in. Thank you for doing that. And I think we'll move quickly along because we have a lot of stuff, including reindeer coming up. Real Alaskan
Real reindeer coming. Yep.
Yeah. And this next set is from our special guest for tonight. Not the reindeer, the human special guest tonight is Aidan Connolly. This is a musician that we have never met.
Yep.
Like many of our special guests. Cool thing about these terrible times is meeting virtually musicians over the internet. And Aidan was recommended to us to be a part of Tune Supply, one of our artists on the roster. He is Irish, but he's living in Madrid.
Yep.
Is that right?
That's correct.
And he recorded a set of crazy, amazing tunes.
Yes.
So-
Some sleeve lucre, I think,
Yeah,
slides or something. Yeah.
they're awesome.
Yeah.
So enjoy this.
All right.
Hello everybody, my name is Aidan Connolly. I'm a fiddle player from Dublin, currently living in Madrid in Spain. So I'm delighted to be asked to be part of the Mary O's virtual session, so thanks very much for the invitation. Today I'm going to play 4 slides, all associated with New York. My own family background is my mother's from Slieve Lucre, very musical area there in the Cork-Kerry border. So I would play quite a lot of slides and polkas. So the first one, well, it's known as Dennis Murphy's polka. I never actually heard him playing it, but anyway, it's associated with him. Very difficult to pin down names of slides and polkas, more so than other types of tunes for some reason. So anyway, we tend to just put the name of somebody who's associated with it. So Dennis Murphy's the first one, very common tune, one of the first tunes I would have learned. Wouldn't really hear it much nowadays, but I still think it's a great tune. So Dennis actually, he came from Guineaguilla in Slieve Lucre, but lived for periods of time in New York in the 50s and 60s. The second one then, I learned off a 78 RPM record of the McNulty family. So there was Ma McNulty, or Anne McNulty, who was a great melodeon player and singer, and her 2 kids, there's Peter and Eileen, who danced and sang and played the fiddle as well. So they were they had a great band called the McNulty Family Showboat, and they toured all along the east coast of the States from the 30s to about the 50s, and made a lot of records. And Anne herself lived in New York for periods of time. The third one then is, again, come back to Dennis Murphy, who I already mentioned. There's a great recording of Dennis playing with Cornelius O'Sullivan, who was born in the Bronx, but spent a lot of his childhood in Slieve Lucre, and would have learned a good bit of fiddle music from Dennis Murphy. Cornelius is still a practicing doctor in Pittsburgh. So this is called Chase Me Charlie, and there's a lovely turn at the end of the first part, which I've kind of nicked from the recording of Dennis and Cornelius playing. And then the final tune then is comes from Johnny Cronin, who's also from around Guineaguilla, but lived in New York for a long time. So there's a recording of him done in the late 70s when he was back visiting Ireland in a pub. So it's I don't really know the name of it. I don't really know the names of any of them apart from Chase Me Charlie, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed them.
Oh,
Wow.
that was spectacular.
That is one of the coolest tunes
Yeah.
I've ever heard. That's
Really
like
cool.
the favorite word version of a tune.
Yeah.
It's great. Did he say what that was called?
I think that was one of the ones he didn't know the name of.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I might have to learn that one.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool. Thanks to Aidan for virtually joining us. And like all the other folks who we have met through the session, I hope that we can play in person someday.
Sometime.
I don't really know at this point when that will be.
Yeah.
It's unclear. But hopefully it will happen. And we can all play it together for real at some point. I was thinking it would be by now, but it's not.
Yep.
So we will go on. Okay. Oh, excitement. So I announced this on the session last time, and just in case you didn't see it, or in case you want to see it again, we have a little bit of merch. We don't have the t-shirts yet because Anna Carlton is making the design as we speak. But what we have is coasters and stickers with Anna's design on them already. These are the coasters, and these are the stickers. And we have up-close pictures so you can examine them.
We do.
The pictures look approximately the same, but I can tell you that that's the coaster, and that's the sticker. Can you tell the difference?
No, I can't.
Yeah, okay, so the difference is really the size. This is a normal coaster size. This is a 3-inch vinyl sticker. You can put it on a water bottle and put it in the dishwasher, and it will not disintegrate.
Right.
Those are available at the Tune Supply store, recently remodeled Tune Supply store. And Chris is going to put the link up, store.tunes.supply.
Yep.
You don't need any .com or anything like that. And we can send those to you. We already sent about 22 orders of them out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're sitting right there, but they're going to the mail soon.
After this, they're going to the mail.
Well, I needed to make sure they were nice and fancily packaged,
Yes.
so that everybody has a nice experience unwrapping. That's very important. Okay, and then the other thing is the scones. I think most people got scones who wanted scones, but we'll just show you the picture of the massive amount of scones that Mary has been preparing at her shop in the East Village in Manhattan. And if you still would like to get scones, her store is up and it will stay up. It is marios.company.site because I still have not fixed the link to be something more beautiful than that. So there you go, marios.company.site, and she will send you scones anywhere in the country. And some scones are arriving in Alaska this week, she told me.
That is true.
Crazy. Cool. Okay, so I think we're going to have some more tunes and words from Alasdair and Darin.
All right.
Nemesis. I believe it's very important to maintain a nemesis in one's life. It can be very therapeutic, far more than just a bête noire. A nemesis is the inescapable agent of one's downfall. I like to think it can take many forms, an inanimate object perhaps, a piece of music such as a hornpipe, a form of transport, or indeed most obviously a person. Bear in mind that nemesisization can be reciprocal. In that case, unfortunately, the inescapable nature of nemesisosity means that mutual downfall is a fait accompli. Now, hornpipes. Twice and twice, I think. 1, 2,
3.
Nemesis.
Nemesis.
That was the greatest way to start a set.
Yeah.
Nemesis. Excellent. So someone was asking in the comments about the piano that is behind us. I'm glad somebody realized that this was a piano.
Oh, yes.
It's a black piano, as you might have noticed, and so it's making our whole area a little dark, which we apologize for. We are in a basement, which is part of why it looks dark.
Yes. You
But
may wonder why I'm not playing the real piano. Well,
yeah.
It's not exactly in tune.
It's slightly out of tune.
Yeah.
Now, this piano means a lot to me. Oh, you have to put that up. Because it's the piano that I learned to play piano on, and it was in my house when I was growing up. It's a 1915 upright Steinway, something, I think that's the year my mom could tell you. And my parents discovered it like at a garage sale or something, somewhere where Steinway pianos should not be. And put it in the house, and it's a favorite piano of mine. Now it's in my sister's house, and nobody plays piano that much in her family, so it has gotten out of tune.
Yeah.
But it's a gorgeous piano. To lighten up the scene, I took some art off my sister's wall. I've actually taken 3 pieces of art off her wall, and she's probably going to be upset about that.
We've also rearranged the furniture.
We've rearranged her house. We've just taken over her house, basically.
Yeah.
So that's the art you see. I actually don't know where it's from. And Avocado is here, of course, made it up to Alaska and has the mask. And I just gave Avocado this hat, which is the top of a tomato. And it's about right for a crown on Avocado's head. So hopefully Avocado enjoys that. Okay, it is a halftime. Way
Whoa,
after.
we're really late. Okay.
These last few sessions are probably going to be really
They're
long.
gonna be long.
Let's just accept it for what it is. So at the halftime, we have a poem written by Miriam Buell and spoken by Miriam Buell. She has done a poem for every single session. We are on the 38th session right now, and this is quite a collection. So she'll do a few more going into the hiatus, which will happen next Monday, after next Monday.
Mimi could release a poetry book.
I have told her that
After
she
this.
should, because, it's not just at the virtual session
Right.
that she's done this.
Yeah, it's every single Mario session.
Yes,
Yeah.
since near the beginning. So
Yeah.
she could release a pretty big book of
Yeah.
poetry. I mean, I would pay a lot of money for
Yes. Yeah.
that. Okay, anyways, let's go over and hear Mimi's poem for tonight.
All right.
Hi, Mario's friends. A very bad poem with some assistance from Amos and his cousin Carson, who you have to trust us are 6 feet apart. Alasdair Darin in favorite words, paradise found for we who are nerds. No matter your style, whether shaken or stirred, Mary O's virtual session has gone undeterred. We forged on for weeks in spite of the virus, though to be close together is far more desirous. We love science and safety, and so we have watched, rather than gather and distance to botch. Stay safe and wear masks for everyone. When we all respect that, we'll sooner be done, and we'll gather again at Mary's downtown to play and to laugh and to fiddle around. Thank you so much, Alasdair and Darin, all of our special guests, Caitlin and Chris, and please chip into the box if you can, help keep this going. See you soon. Eat your kibble.
I think how Carson was inching along there at the end. Oh, that was great. And Amos's hat mask
Yes,
was quite
very
nice, quite stylish.
I actually saw a human wearing a mask like that the
Why?
other day. I don't know. One of those people who doesn't want to wear it.
Oh my goodness.
They had it on the bill of their hat, like a baseball hat,
Oh
and then
my.
the mask draped across the top.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say
Yep.
except
So-
wear your masks, folks. That will help us get back to the session sooner.
Yes.
I'm sure you all are doing that already. Okay, so if you can throw a few bucks into the contribution link, which is on Chris's head, it's also down in the description. That will keep us going strong to the end, where it's not going to be an end per se, but it's the end of the twice a week regular session for right now, while Chris and I take a little breather. We do pay our guests and our leaders a normal New York City wage for a gig. So please help us to do that by throwing a few bucks in the box. If you have a weekly membership, don't worry. We will not keep taking your money after the sessions end. We'll send you an email this week to let you know how to either stop it yourself or we can do it for you. So don't worry about that. And then lastly, one of the cool events that we have in August, there will be more, but the one that we can announce right now is Johnny Cuomo, who's been a guest on our session, is an amazing educator and children's performer, and he will be doing the second episode of Johnny Cuomo's Tales and Tunes for You on this channel on Saturday, August 22nd at 11 a.m. The first one was a smash hit
It was?
with the young folks and the older folks. And so we're really excited to do another one. And Dennis Lichtman will be the guest on this one.
And that's 11 a.m. Eastern.
Eastern.
Yes.
Yes.
We should specify now that we're not in that time zone.
That's true. 11 a.m. Eastern. Though we are in Alaska, we are operating pretty much on East Coast time.
Oh, that's going to be fun for us.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, well.
We're not morning people.
No.
Okay, well, we'll be up bright and early. We don't have to be on screen, though. So
That's true.
it's okay.
Yeah.
We can be in our pajamas. Yeah. Okay. More tunes, I think,
All
and
right.
more words. Here we go.
Lugubrious. Now, I like this word not because of its actual definition, which is sounding sad or dismal, but for the definition that is suggested to me by the word. To me, it suggests a kind of lascivious languor, which it absolutely does not mean at all, but that is a very good stage name if you're looking for one, lascivious languor. Could be a great one for an alternate career. There's probably a word for a word suggesting a different definition than it actually has. Answers on a postcard or answers in the little comments box over here. Darin, do you have a word you'd like to share with us?
Matter of fact, I do. The word for 2020 is Feckless. Lacking in moral character.
Lovely. Truly a word for our times. We'd like to continue here with a few more reels. Drag Her Along the Road, the Abbey reel, and Wynne's number 2. 3, 3, and 3, I think. 1, 2, 3,
Woohoo! Excellent. Very nice. Okay, folks are asking where Baby Cat is. Well, he's right here. He's making an appearance. He's been sleeping all day.
As usual.
As usual, and so he's just coming to say hello. And another thing, Chris mentioned that I should remind everybody that the stickers and coasters come in packs of 4. That's what the price is for, because it doesn't make a ton of sense in any regard to send or sell them by the ones, especially with shipping from Alaska. So they do come in packs of 4, just so you know.
Yep.
Okay.
And the price includes shipping. Right?
And the price includes shipping, yeah. They're $8 for a pack of 4, and that includes the shipping, plus my special wrapping and a stamp of avocado on the wrapping.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Did he change it to the same one again?
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
Okay, great. So I have a couple of non-Alaskan words that I selected. I love words.
Yeah.
And in fact, I love words so much that my Christmas gift to my side of the stage at the Broadway show we play on, Come From Away, we used to.
Yep.
We may at some point in the future.
Maybe.
The left-hand side of the stage has 4 musicians. We call that area the treehouse. It is the better part of the stage.
Well,
Chris
yeah.
is on the other side, part of the stage. Well, what makes it better is, first of all, you guys never made a name for your side of the stage.
That's true.
So we made a name.
Yeah.
You should probably think of a name. So over on the treehouse side, my friend Nate, who sits next to me, we like to talk about all sorts of dorky things and play mind games, not mind games. Word games and other things during the show to keep ourselves sane. And one of the things that we were doing is I bought a book for us of words, 1 word per day in this book, and they're all really awesome words. Now, of course, this book got left in the theater. I just checked with Nate today, and it's at the theater.
Of course, yeah.
So I can't show you the book, but I picked a few words, including one from that book, which is actually the last one. The first one, though, is a word, it's a Malaysian word. And I love thinking about the translations in English of untranslatable words or hard to translate words in English. So there's a lot of them, especially the Finnish ones are really good.
German also has a lot of these type of words, right?
This one is more funny than deep. It is a Malaysian word. I don't know how to say it. Pisan Zapra. And it means the time it takes a person to eat a banana. So that's a great, and it's interesting because it could be very different between people.
Yes.
And you don't like bananas, so what would it mean for you? Infinite. I don't know. Infinite?
Yeah.
This means infinity for Chris. Okay, second one is from the book I mentioned, the Come From Away word book. I looked up online, I don't have the book with me, but I looked up online the word that would be for today, for August 3rd. Guess what it was?
This word.
Bibacity.
Bibacity.
Do you know what vivacity means? It means, oh, hi. This is the modern jazz we were talking about before. Yeah. It means the practice or habit of drinking too much alcohol.
Huh.
It's a fitting word for the session.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is acedia, which is a kind of not a happy word. Oh, it doesn't, I guess it doesn't really have a, well, let me just tell you what the definition is. It's one of my favorite topics or terms or ideas. It means a state of listlessness or torpor, of not caring or not being concerned with one's position or condition in the world. The ancient Greeks said that it literally means an inert state without pain or care. And I get in this state sometimes, and I like thinking about the historical idea that this has been around forever. It's not just me who gets acedia, it's probably all humans. So that's one of my favorite words. And then lastly, eucatastrophe, which is also from the Come From Away book. And eucatastrophe means it was a word created by Tolkien, actually. I'm reading from my computer so I don't get details wrong. It was created in 1892, and he realized that he was born in 1892. He realized that English does not have a word for a good ending to something. Mm-hmm. And so catastrophe actually means taking a sudden turn or a conclusion, and you means good. Right. So eucatastrophe means a good ending to something.
That's great.
Which I'm hoping is the case for the world. Actually, well, I guess that would mean there's an ending, so we don't want that. But anyways, eucatastrophe is a great word as well. Okay, so we're going to now introduce our reindeer segment. So yesterday, Chris and I went to the Running Reindeer Ranch, which is a place here in Fairbanks where you can go walking with a herd of reindeer. Like, you can touch them, you in this beautiful forest with them. There's babies. I guess they were born in March or April. Yep. And the couple who runs it are friends of mine. We have become friends over time. And I asked if we could go film some stuff there and play the reindeer a tune? And they said yes. So we're going to show you our first like a little educational video about reindeer, and then we'll show you the tune that we played with them, which you can play along with. Just so you know what's going on at the start of this video, the young reindeer, the ones born this year, were getting led on leads for the first time ever. So we start with some footage of a baby not really wanting to go on the lead because it's the first time it has happened. And it goes from there. They get weighed, and Jane will tell us all about the reindeer. So enjoy.
Come on, Boris. Come on, baby. Come on.
Boy.
Alright, look at that.
Boy. Oh my God. 139.
Wow. So interesting to see the antlers in this state versus the winter state.
Right, yeah, it's totally different. Yeah. They're growing, highly vascularized, ready, you know, they're just about ready in the next week or so. They'll start shedding off that velvet.
Right, right.
And you big boy, you big boy. So he's 3 months old.
Oh my gosh.
And,
3 months and he's
3
that big.
months. He
Wow.
was born the last week of April.
Oh, wow.
So.
Bramble is getting weighed over here. Managed to get on the scale.
These things are only...
Do they always have one baby at a time, or do they sometimes have twins?
Rarely do they have twins, and if they have twins, those twins rarely survive.
Oh, really? Huh.
Hello,
At the
Juniper.
university, over the 20 years I worked there, we had, I think, 2 sets of twins, and neither one survived more than a day.
That
Hello.
is Rocket.
Hi, Rocket.
He wants you to notice how beautiful he is.
You are beautiful.
Rocket, very handsome.
Very nice.
Yes, very handsome.
You gotta watch him too, he likes to play the dominant game.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
I-
likes to
I-
act a little bossy.
I see that
we're
this might be happening here.
right now. He's got very good manners. Yes. So, if you heard that clicking sound, you might remember a reference to that song, or you might know a reference to that song in a song, Up on the Rooftop, Click, Click, Click. So that refers to the clicking noise they make when they walk, not the reindeer on the hooves on the rooftop. So that clicking noise actually comes, it's a ligament in the back of the hoof here. Underneath here, ligaments attached to two bones, and as they take their step, that ligament snaps against the bone, creating that sound. It's good for a couple reasons. If these guys are out on the tundra and it's a blizzard situation or foggy, they can't see each other or smell each other, well, they can hear each other, so that's really important piece of it. But also more recently they've discovered that it actually gives a spring to their step. And ultimately what that does is creates a super fast runner. Their primary source of defense is to run, and caribou, the wild animals of these, same genus and species, these are reindeer, domesticated livestock, but with those caribou, they're leaner, they're taller, they have a longer neck and a longer nose, and they're just designed to move fast across that tundra. That spring there brings up their hooves and creates super fast runner, and they can sprint up to 50 miles an hour. So that noise that Buttercup is doing is calling for her calf, Forest. And so that is the response. So she's separated right now. She wants to go back in and meet Forrest. Forrest responds to that call, and he might even call back on his own. His call is a little different. It's a little more like, Mom, 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 kind of demanding, whining sort of voice, but they call back and forth.
This is Garnet right here. Garnet made a big impression on our Broadway tour group from Come From Away when we came up in February, and now everybody talks about Garnet on stage before the show starts. So this is great to see Garnet. He's shedding his winter coat in August. Does he usually do it earlier or just whenever?
He's the reindeer protector.
He's the reindeer protector, yes.
All right. Wow,
Excellent.
If you're just joining us, you've reached the Mario's Nature Show.
This is an Irish session,
Yeah.
though we're showing dogs, reindeer, and cats today. So I hope you guys like that. I love watching this kind of stuff. I know that not everybody does, but in particular, I wanted Jane to explain the sound that the reindeer make, because
the clicking is so cool.
It is so cool. And in this next segment where there's actually tunes that you can play along with, you can hear the click, and it sounds to me like bones in the background, which is very cool. Okay, and on that note, we played a set of tunes for the reindeer in their pen, and we're going to play this for you. You can play along at home. The tunes are Inisheer, Jamie Ward's, and Rolling Waves. Please note that we were supposed to go into Kerfunken, and I messed up the change. Not Chris.
Yep. You'll hear me very clearly start Kerfunken. And then get derailed.
And then get derailed by me. I'm so sorry. I was distracted by the reindeer that were running around.
Understandable.
So go ahead and play along at home and enjoy the click of the reindeer behind the tune set.
Hey, welcome to Running Reindeer Ranch. I'm glad you're here joining us. Chris, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're in Fairbanks, Alaska, and we have a little herd of reindeer here. We have 14 reindeer at Running Reindeer Ranch. And we take them out for fun walks with our guests, and every now and again, we're so lucky to have musicians come and play for our reindeer. So there's a few reindeer in here, a few more in the pen, and we'll see what they think.
Yeah, I hope they like it.
I'm sure they will.
3, 4. scary to watch that back because the
Yeah.
reindeer will get really close to the camera.
Yeah.
And at one point, one of them just barely touched the
tripod.
The tripod.
Although they have incredible awareness of
Yeah.
their size and their antlers. Like, they would walk right by the camera, the tripod, and like get within a centimeter of it, but not touch it.
Yeah, and I remember Jane saying that the first time I
Yeah.
visited, that they are very aware of where their antlers are, and they never touch each other with the antlers unless they're meaning to do that. It was pretty cool, and all the clicking behind it.
Yeah.
Amazing. So thanks for playing along. Now you can say you played with reindeer.
Yep.
And if you ever do come to Fairbanks, check it out. It's pretty amazing. You can go walking in the beautiful forest with the reindeer, and it's really great. Okay, so we have one more set of Alaska words before we finish off with Alasdair and Darin's tune set, and then we have a tune set, and we're going to go way over today, which is fine. Well, what time is it?
5:30.
Oh, we're not doing too bad.
No.
Okay, so last set of Alaska words. We actually already talked about two of these. The first one
Right.
was muktuk, which is whale blubber that's still attached to the skin. Traditional food for Native folks here in Alaska. I have to say I have not actually tried it myself.
Yeah.
You're not
Doesn't
interested?
sound great.
I've seen it, but I haven't ever actually tried it. Second one, we also talked about right at the start of the show. It's what I'm cradling here in my arms. The usik. Now, if you missed the beginning of the session, it's worth going back and watching it again because my dad made a cameo in which he talks about what this is, and I'm actually not going to say it because I want you to go back and watch. And he reads a poem about the usik, and this is a particularly good specimen of the usik.
Indeed.
Okay, and then we have two more words. The next one is the slope, and the slope is, it's not the same, but it's near Anwar, which is another term you'll hear here. The slope refers to the North Slope, and a lot of people go up to work in the oil and gas industry up there, and they say, I'm going up to work on the slope. And they often do 2 on, 2 off, which is 2 weeks work and 2 weeks off of work. Anwar is the Alaska Native Wildlife Refuge, or did I say that right?
Alaska National?
National, sorry.
I don't know.
National. No, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be the expert here, and
Right.
I'm not. And it is a place where they would like to drill for oil and gas, and at least I can say that I hope that they never do that. But it is also up in the northern part of the state and contains some gorgeous scenery and lots of animals and lots of caribou herds. And caribou, of course, are the wild version of reindeer.
Right.
Reindeer are domesticated caribou. And there's some discussion about that statement. So if any Alaskans disagree with me on that, let's hear it. But that is my understanding of the situation. I actually saw Doug was in the comments earlier.
Yep.
So maybe he can.
I think Jane said on the video,
Yeah.
she explained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my understanding as well. Last one, permafrost. Permafrost is ground that is frozen all year round because it's so cold in a lot of Alaska. And you don't want to build your house on permafrost because the heat from your house will melt the ground under and it will cause your house to go all wonky. I've seen this happen. It also happens to roads here just because the heat from cars driving on the roads melts the permafrost.
Right.
And you've complained about the roads
dips.
a little bit.
What are they called?
Frost heaves.
Frost heaves, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, parts of Alaska that have permafrost are now thawing.
Right.
And that is not a good situation for many reasons, which we won't get into, but there's still a lot of Alaska that's covered by permafrost. Okay, so last thing I want to say before we do this last set from Alasdair is be sure to sign up for the mailing lists, which are down in the description. This is because that's how we will get in touch with you to let you know what is happening within the next month. Somebody asked what we're doing on the hiatus. We are going exploring in Alaska, and we're going to take footage from the places we go to. The problem is that there isn't internet that's fast enough to do anything in most of Alaska.
Right.
So we can't say that we're going to broadcast from a place because we don't know if there will be internet. That's the reason for the hiatus.
We can basically just check our email and that's about it.
So we'll still be working on stuff, but we can't plan the schedule just yet. And that's why getting on the mailing list will be important so we can let you know what is going on. We're going to film some stuff for additional sessions, and we're also going to do what I'm calling concerts for no one in various really cool locations in backcountry Alaska, and then we'll throw that footage on the YouTube. I don't know if it'll be on mine, on or Tune Supply, probably a little bit of both. So that's the answer to the question. Make sure you sign up and be friends with us on all the things.
Yep.
I hate social media, but be friends with us. That's how we're going to keep in touch. Okay, one more set of tunes from Alasdair and Darin.
All right.
Here we go.
Nevertheless. This to me is an extremely optimistic word, in as much as it takes into account something overcome. If you'll imagine a completely hypothetical conversation, oh, here's Alasdair again. Oh, we've heard quite enough of Alasdair's wittering and bloviating. Nevertheless, here's Alasdair again. Moreover, it's an excellent example of a conjunctive adverb, and who doesn't love those? So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for tuning in and playing along, and hopefully we'll see you again at some point. We'll be joining in the comments section over there. Remember to subscribe. So it's goodbye from me, Alasdair.
Thanks from Darin. Great to see you.
Thank you very much, Darin. And we're going to finish off here with a few jigs. A mug of brown ale, an E minor tune that I forget the name of, and Stan Chapman's 3, 2 and 3, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4.
we have any woos available? Woo! That's a great one. Yes, the dog woo. I completely forgot about the dog woo. Who was that from? Alfred's?
Yeah.
Amazing. So we saw those dogs earlier in
Yes.
one of the pictures. Okay, so we're nearing the end. Actually, as I was reading the comments there, which are always great, I was thinking, I wonder if there's more talking at the virtual session than at the regular session or not.
I don't know.
Because Mary O's is famous actually for having a lot of
There's some
talking.
good talking, yeah.
Which I feel is an integral part of a session. I think that the community aspect and the catching up with people and showing pictures on your phone and all that is very important. And in fact, when Matt Mancuso comes to Mary O's, the Matt Mancuso rules apply, which is no talking between sets.
Why is that?
Because there's a lot of talking
Oh, I see.
when Matt comes,
I see.
which is
So,
great.
like,
It's
the
not a
rule
real...
the rule is so that some tunes get played.
Some tunes,
Yeah.
a few tunes get played. It's not a real rule.
Right.
It's not enforced.
I see.
But there is a joke about how much we talk at the session. I think it's important. It's all part of the thing. I just wish we could actually talk and not just me bloviate the whole
Right.
time. That would be better. Okay, couple things before we play our last set with you all. Next leaders. So we have two more sessions.
Yeah.
Thursday and next Monday is going to be the last one before the hiatus. Somebody had a great word. Bob said another word for hiatus. Did you see it?
No.
And I've forgotten it, of course.
Let's see if we can find it.
So on Thursday, we have Brenda Castles and
Yes.
Alan Murray leading, which will be great. Brenda's session with Anna Colleton is one of my favorites of all of them. The theme is pets, which is going to result in a lot of pictures.
Yep.
But we're ready. And the special guests, we're lining up a lot of special guests since we're coming up to the end, so to speak. So the special guests next time are Matt and Shannon Heaton, James Cleveland, and Tim Britton on pipes.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a treat.
fun.
We haven't had a ton of pipers.
Right.
And then to finish it off, just looking ahead, the 40th session will be with John Redmond and Matt Stapleton, the Mary O's Dream Team.
Yep.
And the theme, actually, you might want to think about this one because it's a little weird. I thought of it, so it's weird, of course. I wanted it to be community, but I thought that's a little boring. Like, it's not a great... It is a great word, but it's not. It's an overused word.
Yes.
So, like, what can we do instead of community? So, one of my degrees is in anthropology, and I love studying anthropology. I've never worked in anthropology, but I feel like anthropology informs everything that we all do. So I thought the theme will be applied anthropology.
Great.
Because that's really what we're doing here,
Yeah.
is we are learning about each other and making community and culture and all this sort of stuff. We're just doing it over the internet. So applied anthropology, or if that doesn't make any sense to you, just community. John wanted the theme to be dogs with human names, which is also really good.
It's a great theme. Maybe not for the last session.
It's pretty specific, so I think
Yeah.
we should wait until sessions come back, if they do, and we'll do dogs with human names.
You can start assembling your pictures for that as well.
You can start getting your dog, like obtaining a dog and naming it a human
Yeah,
name,
right.
so that you can be ready for that session. Okay, and then the last thing, I mentioned at the start that I had posted on Facebook asking my Alaskan friends to chime in with words that are particular to Alaska, and there's now like 100 comments. So if you're friends with me, go look at them. I just want to scroll through real quick and make sure that I haven't missed any, because I think there's some good ones. Okay, rotten snow. Do you know what that is?
Is that when a dog pees on the snow?
That is what it sounds like, but it is actually the snow that's left over when spring comes, and it's like hiding out in the bushes and stuff for a long time. It's really like crunchy and brown and stuff. Okay, we got a lot of these actually. Los Anchorage. That is what Fairbanksons call Anchorage, because Anchorage is, we like to say that Anchorage is close to Alaska.
Right.
Because it's too big of a city. It's got like 400,000 people in it.
Yeah.
That's way too many people for a city.
And it's really far south.
It's really far south. It's like kind of close to Seattle.
Yeah.
So Los Anchorage, that's a term that we use. Oil pan heater and battery warmer. We do plug in our cars here.
Right.
And tourists always think that we all have electric cars. No, I wish.
Yeah.
But it is to keep a little engine block heater in the winter when it gets really cold, so that your engine stays like at -20.
Right.
I'm exaggerating, but yep. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? Four-wheelers. Now, I thought everybody called them four-wheelers, but apparently some people call them quads.
Oh, I've heard quads, yeah.
Yeah, we call them four-wheelers here. Duct tape, visqueen, these are important things for Alaskans to have to wrap your house in like waterproof visqueen so the water doesn't get in, and then
Never
you
heard
just
that.
tape it up with duct tape. Yeah. Let's see. The state bird, I mentioned the state bird was mosquitoes
Right.
last time.
But the actual state bird is the
Ptarmigan.
ptarmigan,
The
right?
ptarmigan, yes. Ice scrapers, bunny boots, good. Let's see. There was one really good one. Oh, beaver fever.
What is that?
What do you think it is?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
think I can say on air.
Beaver fever is not something you get from your unfaithful girl. It's a bad dip in the river, and OMG, you itch like crazy.
I see.
It's a little
Yeah.
parasite or something. Okay, and then, dry cabin we talked about, but dry village means a village where there's no alcohol allowed.
Right.
So they're not the same thing. The milk run, you know what the milk run
Yeah,
is?
the milk run.
That's when you take the plane that stops in all the little places going up to Anchorage.
Yep.
I think there's 6 places that the plane stops. Pilot bread, we talked about pilot bread. Okay, I found the one I was looking for. This sentence, are the lights out? You know what that means?
Yes.
It means, is the Aurora Borealis happening right now?
Yes. Is it visible?
Yes. Okay, there's more. I'm going to stop there because that was the one I was looking for.
Great.
But go check out that excellent thread. And I actually have 2 links to Alaskan words if you find this amusing, which you probably don't, but I'll put them in the comments. You can read more about the strange things we say here. And to finish up, Chris is taking baby cat fur off of his computer, in case you're wondering what he's doing there. We're going to finish up with a tune called Banks of Lough, Gowna, going into, that's a jig, by the way, B minor. And that's going into a reel called The Musical Priest, also in B minor. And then we will finish up with Mountain Road in the key of D.
Great.
Okay, here we go. Is it clean enough?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. All right. 1, 2, ready, go. great way to end off. I always say great after my own sets, which
Great.
I shouldn't do that.
That was great.
It was okay.
That's fine.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I got going a little faster than I wanted to, but that always happens
Always
on last
happens.
set.
We should
I'm
use
sorry.
a metronome or something.
We should use the metronome.
Yeah.
That would not annoy them
No.
at the other people at the session at all. Okay, just on the note of speed, we are planning to do a few sessions where it is mostly Chris and I. We'll have a few guests, but doing all slow tunes, common tunes at slow speeds.
And we will actually play them slowly the whole way through the set.
Real slow speeds.
Yep.
We guarantee it. Oh, we shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
We'll try. Of course, please get on the mailing list so we can let you know when that happens, because we are just not sure ourselves what the next month holds.
There will be more, but
There will be more, but
not regularly.
Yeah.
Nor not as regularly as you have.
we just don't know. We don't
know.
Okay, so this is the end of the session, so that means it's time to do some thank yous.
Yeah. So thanks, Alasdair and Darin, for the words and the tunes and the silliness. That was great. And it was great to have Aidan Connolly on
Yes.
for the first time. Very cool.
Amazing. Yep.
I love Spain. That's like one of my favorite
I know.
countries.
It's a great country.
So it's very cool to be connected with a musician in Spain.
Yes, I wish we could go there
Yeah.
someday. And thank you to the reindeer and
Yes.
to Doug and Jane
Doug and
at
Jane,
Running
that was
Reindeer
great.
Ranch.
Thanks for having us yesterday.
Yes, I called them in the morning and we went over there a few hours later, and I know they're very busy with things, and we're grateful that they could make a spot for us with the reindeer, and especially during the summer when it's busier for businesses. And lastly, if you can throw a few bucks into the contribution box, that will help us go strong into the end and pay our leaders going into our 40th session, which is on Monday. That will be the last one before we take a little hiatus. So the link is there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put it in the comments one more time, along with some Alaska vocabulary if you want to study up. Baby Cat is making a return entrance right here at the end of the session.
Okay, good.
And I think that's it.
All right.
Okay, so we will plan to see you on Thursday.
All right. So long for now.
Bye.